Well, Ubisoft has finally proved themselves that they can indeed make a quality expansion for Watch Dogs Legion. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the Bloodlines DLC that just came out a couple days ago. And before we start off, a huge thanks to Ubisoft for actually providing me the early access for this DLC. And the reason why I am late with the review is also because I was honestly trying to take my time in order to play the expansion and experience every single content that Ubisoft has to offer in this DLC before simply just rushing into the reviews like most of the other YouTubers. Now, first of all, I want to start off by saying that Bloodlines DLC basically consists of 10 main missions and 19 side missions, which is almost about 30 new missions that you can play, and the entire DLC storyline is probably going to take you about 5 to 10 hours in order to complete it. So if you're just binging the game, then I think you can most probably just beat it in 6 hours, and that also depends on your playstyle and if you're just rushing into the game or not. Now let's move on to how the story really is. Is it good or is it bad, or was it average? Now, first of all, two of the best characters in Watch Dogs franchise, which is Aiden Pierce and Wrench himself. Now, both of the most iconic characters are going to be battling each other. And talking off the story without really having to spoil anything for you guys, I would say that this expansion was filled with action-packed content. Right now, in this expansion, you get to play as 3 different characters, one being Aiden Pierce and Wrench, and also Jackson, who's the nephew of Aiden Pierce. Remember that little kid from Watch Dogs 1 that Aiden Pierce nearly killed? Yeah, that kid is now all grown up, and you're now going to get to control the character. And the expansion storyline, it was surprisingly good, way more than what I honestly expected from Ubisoft. Now, when you talk about story games, it is pretty similar to how you enjoy a movie, right? You just sit down on your couch, relax yourself, and enjoy the movie and have a good experience. And that is exactly what the Bloodlines expansion also tries to offer here. And if I have to be honest though, I personally liked the Bloodlines DLC way more than the actual vanilla storyline of Watch Dogs Legion. And the reason why is because Ubisoft kind of realized that this is exactly what the fans want. They want to go back to the roots and experience what Watch Dogs exactly is, rather than making this game into an RPG bullshit like what Assassin's Creed games are these days. And also comparing this expansion with how Assassin's Creed's expansions are basically being ruled out by Ubisoft, it seems like Ubisoft has actually made a decision of sticking to what the roots of Watch Dogs game really means, and that is exactly what the Bloodline DLC has to offer as well. Now, of course, we spoke about all the good things, all the sweet talks, but I think there's also a few things that I think Ubisoft could have done better with this DLC expansion, because when I actually saw the reveal trailer for the Bloodlines DLCs, there was a lot of action packed between Aiden Pierce and Wrench himself. And I was honestly expecting that maybe we're actually going to get some gameplay where Aiden Pierce and Wrench are going to face off each other, and there's going to be some kind of a boss battle between both of these iconic characters. And unfortunately, it seems like that is not the case. And most of the action packed scenes between Aiden Pierce versus Wrench was pretty much all just a cutscene. So there is no gameplay where Aiden Pierce is actually fighting Wrench, or you playing as Wrench is actually fighting Aiden Pierce. There's nothing of such sort. And another thing that Ubisoft could have done better in terms of keeping the story a little bit unique is by not making the story too much of a cliche. Because the one thing that I really hated about Bloodlines DLC is that the game storyline basically follows the exact same path as what the player basically expects. So there's actually no surprises, there is no twists in story. The story basically moves in the same exact phase as what you basically imagine. And I think Ubisoft could have done a little bit better in terms of giving a little bit of a different twist to the storyline and revealing some of the surprising and emotional parts of the game that players would usually not expect, because unexpected things always makes it interesting when it comes to storylines, and that is something Bloodlines DLCs is heavily missing. But nonetheless, though, if I have to give a final score for Bloodlines DLC, I would honestly give this one an 8.5 out of 10. So that is going to be my official score for Watch Dogs Legion's Bloodline DLC. And I was honestly entertained. I did have a good time playing this expansion. I enjoyed the storyline. Nonetheless, I still do think they could have done a much better job at the same time. But still, at the end of the day, it was overall a pretty entertaining game. So let me know down below in the comments, have you guys tried Watch Dogs Legion's Bloodline DLC or not? And are you guys planning to do so if you haven't played this already? And let me know down below if you guys are already playing the DLC. What do you guys think? What are your impressions and thoughts on this expansion? I would love to know your opinions down below in the comments. And once again, a big thanks to Ubisoft for actually providing me the early access to Watch Dogs Legion's Bloodline DLC. It really means a lot for all the support. Thank you guys so much. And yeah, like you guys already know, I love to keep all of my videos as short as possible without really having to drag my videos all the way to 10 minutes long. So if you guys are looking for a YouTube channel that basically covers everything you need to know know about Assassin's Creed and all the upcoming open world games and reviews like this one. And at the same time, I keep all of my videos as short as possible and right on to the point without having to waste your time like the other YouTubers. Then make sure to go ahead, subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications on. And the most important step of all, make sure that you guys are setting your notification settings to all. Because if you don't do that, then the broadcast YouTube platform, they just don't send you guys the notifications of my videos, even if you have subscribed. So that's the reason I always keep saying, make sure you guys set the notifications to all so that you can get notified as soon as I upload my videos every single day. And with that being said, lads, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.